You don't need long and boring Excel videos. This is the only guide you need. In just 60 minutes, we'll go through from setting up Excel to pivot tables and some tricks you need to get ready and equipped in Excel. So before we get started, in case you don't have Excel installed on your PC, you can search for office.com on any browser and create an account, Microsoft account. Yeah, so mine just signed in. But with a new user, you have to click on the create account button. Once you are logged in, a dashboard will appear. So from the dashboard, you have to locate install office. Then when you install office, then you can now download the setup file. So the Microsoft 365 requires subscription. So you can either pay for the personal offer, you have the family offer, then you have the business offer too for organizations. Now, in case you don't want to pay for the subscription, you also have a free trial on Microsoft of which you can use, or you can also use the online version. So both the free trial and the online Microsoft Excel has limited usage time. So now, in case you're also a student, all you have to do is to create an account with your student email. And this is because most of the schools, as in universities, to pay for Microsoft subscriptions. So now let's start. So this is my web page for Excel. The columns are labeled with letters, so A, B, C, D, those are the columns. Then the rows are labeled with numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are the rows. So the intersection of a column and a row gives us a cell. So A1 is a cell, B1 is a cell, C1 is a cell. Then above here we have here the cell address. So this side is called the cell address. Then these ones, file, home, insert, these ones are all called tabs. So as you can see on my screen, and tabs are being closed. So let's say you want to bring your tabs on, you can just, or you want a full screen. So let's say you want a full screen, you can just click this button here, the button to the right, then you have full screen. Then when you press the escape button, so to go back you have to press the three dots, then you have it back. So you can also press show only tabs, so you have your home insert available. So that is it. Let's get started. And before I continue, so this sheet one, you can add extra sheet. You can rename it by just left clicking, then rename sheet. So you can always rename a sheet on Excel to any particular name that suits what you are working on. So let's get started. So first we'll talk about why you should stop using the merge and cells option and rather use the center across selection when you want to merge the center of cells. With the merging cells, you may be liable to problems with formulas you've used in the data sorting, and data filtering. How do you use the center across selection in Excel? So first, you just have to move to the alignment tab, which is in the home. Then you click on the alignment settings, then come to center. So alignment, then you have your center. So you choose, so sometimes it's always written there general. So you choose center across selection, then click OK. So let's say I'm typing a text such as Association of Computing Students. So as you can see, we still have that merge center look, but it doesn't distract the cell identities. So we still have here as A1, we still have here as B1, we still have here as C1, and we still have it as D1. So this makes it easier and reduces complications when you are doing data filtering, when you have formulas involved in your your data and you are trying to do data sorting. So that is for the first one. But let me just use the merge center option, then you will see the real difference. So I'll use the merge center, then we'll have association.
Association of Computing Students. So as you can see, the whole cell have been labeled as A1. So the whole of this have been labeled as A1. So we don't have A1, B1, C1. So now let's dive into how to actually filter your data. So before we dive into that, you can see clearly that you have some asterisks here and the work over here is not clearly showing well. So to correct this, we will just have to double left click at this side where the mouse is. So you double left click, then you have the alignment right. So we can do same thing for this side too. Then we'll have the alignment right too. So before we just move to how to filter, we could also see from this side that the amounts in for the day weren't in dollars. So we can also select, so we highlight, then we select throughout all the cells. Then we move to home. Then we can use a thousand separator to make it look more formal as in terms of currency, and also apply the dollar sign. So now with this, let's now get into filtering the work. So to filter this, we have to first select throughout all the cells involved. So we have this. Then you press Ctrl Shift plus L. So after pressing that, you will see this filtering button which will appear with the text. So now let's say we're trying to see the sales for just a single day, and we can close the options for the other days involved by just clicking it to turn it out, then leaving only just the day we want. So right now I want to see the sales we'll be able to make on the 5th of January 2026. So okay. So as you can see, it's there. So that is how we filter data, any given data. So now let's talk about freezing the top rows. So to do this, all we have to do is to go to the tabs, then go to the view tab. Then under the view tab, you have to locate. You see freeze panels. You click on it. Then you have three main options there. The second one is the freeze top row. So click on it. Then we'll have this. So also, let's say I'm trying to make corrections on any of the prices or the names. I mean, any data on any cell. I wouldn't. You can see that if you go if you select the cell, then you press the backspace key, it deletes everything. So instead of doing that, select the cell, then press the Ctrl plus FE button. So this allows you to make editing on what you've written in the cell without the whole thing deleting. So now we can put this data into a tabular manner by just selecting all our data by pressing the Ctrl plus A, then Control plus T. So Excel have highlighted what we've selected. Then it brought us a formula. Where is the data for your table? Yes. So you just press OK, click OK. So you can see that our data is now in a tabular form. So you can also you can also have a graphical representation of the data by just going to the Insert tab, then drag, move your mouse cursor to recommended charts and choose any diagram of your choice to represent the data. Now this is what we have. So all these diagrams, tables are to enable you to analyze your data with ease. So now let's talk about creating a custom list. So if you are a class teacher, a project manager, a course rep, and you keep typing the same names over and over again in Excel, then this will save you a lot of time. So as you can see, I've just typed in the name of just a single student in my class. Then all I had to do was to drag and fill in with the names of all other students in the class. So how can you also do same? So it's just quite simple. To do same, this is what you have to do. You have to create a custom list. So you have to first come to the file, then you move to the part options. Then in options, click on advanced at this side, advanced. Then scroll to general. Then under general, you would see edit custom list. You click on it. So
As you can see, if you are to check through the list, you can see the names of my class students on the fifth row. So in general, if you haven't added any custom list, you have these four rows. So that is why in Excel, when you type Monday, then you can click, then you drag and fill with all the other days of the week. So you can also add your own custom lists, such as members working in your company, if you are the project manager, or maybe your classmates. And anytime you need that information in Excel, all you have to do is just to enter. You click, then you drag, then fill, simply as that. So when you enter your information, all you have to do is click on the OK button and click on the OK button again, then you are done. So imagine you are a sales manager in a particular company and your boss works in and asks you a question: how much sales did we make last month? Now, with the data you have in Excel, you have thousands of rows, columns, etc. Are you going to start calculating manually? Of course not. So that is where pivot tables comes in. So a pivot table is just a tool in Microsoft Excel that helps one to summarize large data instantly. So now we'll go through how to create a pivot table. Then using this data as a sample, we'll see how to turn data into clear answers. So first, how do you create a pivot table? So all you have to do first is to select all the data involved. So over here we have a table. So I'm going to select everything on this table. So you can just hit the Control plus A button. You select everything. Then you move to your tabs, move to Insert, where you have pivot tables. So you click on it, then you click on the OK button. So this is what we have. So as you can see on the screen, we have fields, filters, we have columns, we have rows, we have values. Don't worry about this. As we start answering likely questions, you would get it. So now your boss may ask you a question like, which region made the most sales? So right now, among all the regions we have, which made the most sales? So all we have to do is to select regions on in our pivot table. So we select region, then you select sales. So now pivot table arranges your regions and the sales each region have made as in the total sales. So now we can right click here, then we'll sort it out from the largest to the smallest. So now we can see simply that Accra made the most sales. You may also be asked a question like, how much did each department generate? So now we are dealing with department and sales. So you just have to on this department button, then same for the sales. So now we have IT, marketing, and the sales department. We have these three departments. We can sort out again by right clicking, then we arrange them from the largest to the smallest. So the department that made the most sales was the sales department. It wasn't the IT and it wasn't the marketing. Apart from these two questions, you may also be asked a question like, which product sells the most? So now we are dealing with this product and the amount, as in the total amount made from selling each product. So in your filters, you have to first toggle on the product button, then the sales button. So as you can see here, the product laptop made the most sales. You may also be asked a question to like, show me the sales by region and products. Show me the sales by region and products. So right now we have three buttons to turn on. So products button, the region button, and the sales button.
So as you can see here, you have all the products arranged by regions over here, then with the total amount obtained from selling those products in each region. So for Greater Accra here, we made 72,000 Ghana cedis. For Tamale, we made 21,000. For Kumasi, we made 10,000. So this is what we have. And apart from this, well, if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. This really helps to grow the channel. So apart from this, you may also be asked questions like, what is the average sales per transaction per product? So all we have to do first is to toggle on our product button, then the sales button. So now over here we have the grand total of the amount obtained by selling all these products. So what you have to do is to right click on this button, then you move to the summarize values by. So over here we have the count, we have the average, we have the max, we have the minimum, we have the product. So click on the average. So you can see that the average product per sales was 3,702 Ghana cedis.